Hi, today I'll be explaining how to use commands for building in Minecraft Bedrock. First, starting with turning one house into an entire neighborhood. To do this, you'll first need a house or something to duplicate, and then you want to look at one block in the corner of that build. Press slash to open the command window and type in clone, which is the name of our command. Then we want to start typing in the parameters of our command, which the first one is begin XYZ. You'll see a squiggly line and a -69 in the suggestion area right above the name of our command, and we want to type in the actual number there, the -69. That would be our x, our y would be 3, and then our z would be -9. Rather than typing those in manually though, what we can do is just press tab to cycle through, and we want the numbers, which refer to the coordinates of the block we're looking at, rather than that squiggly line, which is called a tilde, which refers to our character's current position. So once we have those numbers in, we press enter, and that will save what we typed in so we can access it later. We then want to go to the opposite corner and build up a tower. We can destroy this. And what we'll be left with now is two blocks, one there and one there, which form opposite corners of a cube. So we will look at this block now, press slash up to access what we typed in earlier, and then we want to put in our end XYZ, which we can just press tab to get those coordinates like that. And those two blocks mark the outline of the area that we want to clone. Now we need to find the area we are going to paste it in, which I want to put it right here, and find the negative corner of that area, which in this case will be right here, because if I go this way, the z gets more positive, and if I go this way, the x gets more positive. So that is the negative corner, and cloning will always fill in things in the positive direction. So that's why we want to look here, press slash up to get what we typed in, and then tab to fill in the coordinates, and press enter, and that should paste in our house. We can do that again if we look here, press slash up, and then change the coordinates, and then we would paste in another house. And you can just do this, keep going as far as you want, and then I'll show you how to replace the colors of these houses in a second. Okay, so now I've copied and pasted my house a couple times. I'm happy with that. And now I'd like to change the color so it doesn't look so boring with everything all being blue. So maybe instead of this blue terracotta, I want to make it red terracotta. So what I'll do is very similar to the clone command. I'm going to go to the corner, look at the block, type in /fill this time rather than clone, because that's the name of this command. Then put in the coordinates of the block that we're looking at. That's our from XYZ. Press enter, and then go to the other corner. And instead of building up a tower here, we're just going to float above it and use tildes to refer to our player's current position. Okay, so the next thing we need to put in, the next perimeter, is tile name block, which refers to what block we will be putting in place of a different block. Or in other words, the red terracotta that we are replacing the blue terracotta with. So if I look for red terracotta, oh, it didn't show up. I mean, I see red glazed terracotta, but I'm not seeing any red terracotta here. And that's because it's not actually a block. Well, instead, we need to use stained hardened clay with a tile data. And this tile data will refer to the color in this case. It might refer to something else for different blocks. And this color will be the same for all color blocks like stained glass or concrete. I'll put a table up on the screen now so you can see what numbers apply to each color. For red is 14, and if I were to just press enter now, it would make a big block of red terracotta, which is not what I want. I want to replace, so I'm typing replace, I'm going to replace the blue terracotta, and as we've seen, red terracotta doesn't exist, blue terracotta doesn't either, so we have to use the stained hardened clay again, and then put in the tile data for blue, which is 11. So now if I back up here and look at the house, now it's a red house instead of a blue house. Well, what if I want to change like the roof? Make all these stairs, rather than being stone brick, I want to make them polished andesite. Well, there's the problem of tile data. If we look at all of these different eight different stairs, we can see there are different orientations for each one. Like this one's looking that way, this one's facing into the wall, this one's looking over there, and then these top ones are upside down. The game treats all of these as separate blocks, so we're going to have to use tile data to replace all of those separately. So we'll start with the same thing again, fill, put in our coordinates, go to the other side, hover above it, put in our tildes now, and then we will be putting in polished andesite stairs. So we're going to put in polished andesite stairs, and then the tile data. So tile data will always start at 0, and since there were 8 different stairs, it goes up to 7. There are 8 different numbers between 0 and 7. We'll just start at 0 here, and then we're going to replace our stone brick stairs, and we'll have a 0 here as well. It's very important that those two tile datas are the same, because we want to replace the same orientation of stair that's polished andesite with the same orientation that is stone brick. So the orientation won't change, it'll just be the block type. Now if we go ahead and fill that in, we can see it fill in all the stairs that have an orientation facing that way. Like this, but all of these ones are still stone brick. So we're going to have to do that again now. Go over here, type slash and then up to get what we typed before, and then we're going to change both of those zeros into ones, which will be the next orientation of stair. And we can look here, and it looks like it was like that before. Now it's the ones that face that way. So we've gotten 2 out of 8 of those orientations filled in. And then we're going to go ahead and replace those 1s with 2s. Replace those 2s with 3s. Replace the 3s with 4s. The 4s with 5s. 5s with 6s. And then finally put 7s in there. That should be the last of our stone brick stairs, all gone. Yep, now it's all polished andesite. Let's say we wanted to actually change out these stone bricks now. Maybe we want to put polished andesite there. Well, same process. We go to the corner, type in /fill, put in the coordinates of this block. Go over here, the other corner, put in our tildes. Oh. Now polished andesite, if I look that up, polished andesite, you'll see there's just polished andesite stairs there. So it looks like polished andesite is another case where the tile data is important. And it is. Polished andesite is actually stone with a tile data of 6, which is very strange. But what are you gonna do? And then next we'll need to put in replace, because we want to replace our stone bricks that we still have there. And stone bricks are just called stone brick. And then finally, we have the tile data for stone brick. Well, it doesn't have an orientation, it doesn't have a color, it's not anything funky like the stone. So we'll just put a 0 in there. And that's kind of like the default value, is just put a 0. That'll help if you had more parameters afterwards. We technically don't need to put anything in here. But putting a 0 would let you get to the next parameter. And I'll even just not put a 0 there, just to show that. And you'll see we had some stone bricks right here, but now they're all polished andesite. So it looks like that worked. We had some right there. It's gone now. And to continue replacing this house, making it completely different, like if we go back over here to see the ones that I've already done, you would just have to continually use that fill replace command and swap out all the different types of blocks. So you would get like these railing, or like this fence thing, and the wood, and the door, and the glass, and the concrete for that car. And you could just do that for all the houses, and you wouldn't have to rebuild them every time. Another way you could use the clone command is to turn one floor of a skyscraper into an entire skyscraper by copying and pasting it. To do that, we'll want to go to one corner, type in /clone, fill in our coordinates, then go to the opposite corner, get the coordinates of this one for our end XYZ. And then for our destination, we want to put it right on top of here. So we're going to look at this block because this is the negative block. If I go this way, Z gets positive. Go that way, the X gets positive. So that's the block that I want to look at to paste it in. So I get my previous command that I had already typed in, and then I'm just going to put in the destination XYZ right there. And boom, here's the second floor. Now, you can add another floor. Do the same thing. Just going to get rid of those coordinates and then replace the destination coordinates with the new destination coordinates. And we can just keep copying and pasting this right up here. And then once you've got your skyscraper as high as you'd like, you can go on in, take a look. All the floors are here. Probably fill in this elevator with some water, and you have a skyscraper. One last thing I'd like to show off with these commands is how to use the fill command to fill in areas with large quantities of blocks. Take for example this house. Maybe we think it's ugly and don't want it anymore. We could fill it in with air to get rid of it. And the way we'll do that is we'll look at one corner, type in /fill, get our coordinates by tabbing in, go over to the opposite corner, float above it, get what we had before, and then put in some tildes, and then we'll fill it in with air. Okay, now there's a big hole here though, which we can also fill in. If we look at this block, type in /fill, get its coordinates, and then we go over to the opposite corner, get the coordinates here, and then fill it in with grass. Now we have filled that area in. Also, let's say we wanted to fill some area, like some cube of area. We could do /fill, and then from our current position to another position, which rather than having exact coordinates, we can actually just put a number on at the end of this tilde. So if I put a 5 here, that will mean go 5 in the X direction from my current position, and then next it will go 5 in the Y direction and then 5 in the Z direction. And then let's say I wanted to fill that in with bedrock. I could do that. Now I have a cube of bedrock here. These are many ways you can use commands. You can copy houses, you can make skyscrapers, you can change the colors of the houses. Let me know if you would like to see more videos on the use of commands for building. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.